This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. It's so great to have you joining me here in these online lessons. This is lesson 48 in this series that is all about jazz guitar. As you know, I love jazz guitar. I'm a recording jazz artist, and I'm so excited to bring this course to you. Right now in the course, we're working on Rootless Voicings, following the formula that was taught in lesson 33. So we've done major 7th and major 6th chords this way. We've done minor 7th. We've done dominant 7th. We've also worked on half diminished or minor 7 flat 5. We worked on altered dominants. And now we're working on minor major 7th and minor 6th chords in this way. In the case of the last two lessons and this one, we're preparing so that in the next lesson we can do 2 5-1s in a minor key. And we've done that already in a major key with the minor 7th, the dominant 7th, and the major 7th or major 6th. So pretty awesome. Now, I've explained this in the previous lessons. There's no such thing as a rootless chord, but there's rootless voicings, meaning the root is not included in the voicing that we're playing, but the root has to still exist. So when we're playing in an ensemble, the bass player may be playing that root, and so we're going to hear our voicing in context with that root. Without a root, we lose the context. So there's no such thing as a rootless chord, just rootless voicings. And we can use this in solo guitar or duets and so on too, as long as we establish the harmony, and then we can play these nice colors on top. And it really opens us up with these rootless voicings because it gives us the opportunity to play more colors, frees us up with how we configure things, which we are limited with on the guitar, just those 6 strings and then our 2 hands working together to play the notes on those 6 strings. Not like piano where we could play 10 notes or push our arm down and play even more. So let's take a look then at these minor major 7ths and these minor 6 chords. These function usually, almost always, as the tonic in a minor key. So we can have a minor 6 or a minor major 7th, and we can also have a minor 7th as the tonic in a minor key. We've already done minor 7th voicing, so here in this lesson we're just going to look at the minor 6 and the minor major 7th. So let's go ahead and look at the minor 6 first. I have 2 forms drawn up here on the board following that formula taught in lesson 33. We're not playing the root, but I've got it where it would be drawn up here on these diagrams. So where we would have the root on the 6th string, we've got this formula, and when we got the root on the 5th string, we got this form over here. Now, this and this helps us just keep track of where we play these voicings. So that's why I always keep track of that, and it helps us know how to situate them up here on the board. So we're going to look first at the minor 6 because they're the easiest ones. With this 6th string form, and I'll just demonstrate things as if my root was at the C. They're at the 8th fret, so this note at the 8th fret of the 6th string. We've got the 6th, so we have our 7th, and I've drawn it with a dot, but down here 2 frets lower we have that 6th there. We're going to use that. Then we get the flatted 3rd, we get the 5th, and then we have the 9th. That's how we play a minor 6-9 voicing. So we get that 6, that flat 3, that 5, and then up above that 9. Now this chord right here, we've already played this voicing as a dominant 13th, but when we put it over a C, it becomes a minor 6-9. If we put it over an F, it becomes a dominant 13th versus a minor 6-9. And that makes my point about rootless chords not existing, but rootless voicings existing. We can throw pitches over top of a root. It gives us that context. That root gives us the context. So, should be easy to finger if you've worked on these ones before as dominant 13 voicings. So you get that one there with the root on the 6th string. If the root were on the 5th string form, we're not actually playing it, but we've got it. We've got our index finger 2 frets lower for F. So my index finger's at the 6th fret, and then middle playing the actual 6th of the chord, and then we've got ring playing that 9th at the 8th fret, and pinky playing that 5th on the top string. And this 2 looks like a B flat 13 with the 9th thrown in it if we were playing it over B flat, which we've played this voicing before in that context, but now we're playing it over the F, and that gives us the minor 6-9 sound. So of course you want to practice going back and forth between these two, just kind of get used to that. And then what we want to be able to do, like we've done in so many of these lessons, is take that around the circle of force. That really helps us learn these voicings and all the keys that we need to, and kind of move them from one chord to the next in the way that we sometimes do in a given song. I have the root notes written up here for the circle of force if you need that as a reminder. Just keeping track of where that 6th and 5th string form works, we know that if we start at the 8th fret of the 6th string, we've got that C there, and then we have F right above it on the next string. We go down 2 frets for B flat and E flat, 2 frets for A flat and D flat. We got to slide up and catch G flat at the 9th fret on the 5th string. Then we go down 2 frets and catch B and E, A and D, G and C. So as we move these around, we're going to be moving right through that in the rootless context. Now, to hear these, because as we move them around, our ear is going to hear them in context without the root being played. So we're not really, it would correlate something in here being the root, or be superimposing a root in our heads based on previous sounds that we've worked on. So I've got backing track for us. I've got a backing track for us. I've always got backing tracks happening with so many of these lessons, but with this one we've got a backing track that just has a bass line, so we can comp right over that bass line like we've been doing with these rootless voicings. This backing track, like all the backing tracks on the channel, are available for you on the channel without me playing over the top of them. So down in the description below there is a link where you can click on it. It'll open a video that just plays the backing track, and you can play along with that, practice with that as much as you want to. You can also find all the backing tracks that have been created as part of this jazz series with the Jazz Jam Along backing track playlist on the channel. So all of those are available, but it's easy to just find that down in the description below. Just find that link and click on it. We're going to go ahead and comp over the top with this 6/9, these minor 6/9 voicings over that bass line so we can hear it in context, which sounds the best, and it's super, super cool. As we do, it's going to give us 6 beats on the hi-hat as a count, and we'll have 2 beats of silence there, and then we'll be in with 4 bars for each chord. Like we've been doing, you can just keep the rhythms nice and simple. You can just play long notes if you want to, or the do dot, or a do dot dot, or you can leave a little rest, dot dot, or make them long, dot dot. Those kinds of things will get you going. After we finish doing all these voicings, there will be some lessons that talk where I go through different ways to get down rhythms happening and different comping tricks with these chords, rhythmically speaking, but we want to learn the chords first. So keep that rhythm nice and easy. Don't worry about the rhythm as much as you want to worry about getting the voicings. Okay, let's do it. So we got C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, C, okay, I love those sounds. Don't you love those sounds? Super, super fun. Let's take a look now at the minor major 7th voicings. With these ones, we're going to have that root here for the 6-string form. This is where our root is, but we've got the 7th, then the flatted 3rd. Then we have 3 options on the second string. We can do the 11th, the 5th, or the 13th. The best one to start out with is definitely the 5th, and then you can explore these other colors. And then on the top string we'll always have the 9th. So with that minor major 7th there, for the key of C minor, so that would be at the 8th fret there on the 6th string, I've got my middle finger 1 fret higher, and then I can just bar across these two and catch with my pinky or my ring finger on top that 9th. So C minor major 7th there. Great sound. If you're used to that minor major 7th sound, it has a different tension than, say, the minor 7th, which is pretty easy for our ears to grasp. But when we're in a minor key, there's times where that minor major 7th is just the right chord that hits the spot. So we've got the 6th string form here. Once you got that one, you want to take a look at that 5th string form. So you're going to have that 7, and then the flatted 3rd here. Grab that with your index, and you get the 7, and then the 9, and then we've got the 5th on top. So you can use index and middle and ring and pinky if you want to, or if you had the fingers for it, you could actually just bar, but I usually do just as I said. I've got my index and then my pinky, middle, and ring fingers there. So you want to get used to going back and forth between those two forms. So this one's demonstrating for F, and the first one being in C. But you want to get used to going back and forth between those two forms. And then once you get used to that, you can start taking that around the circle of 4. So just get used to what that feels like. And you may need to do it nice and slow. Just as slow as you need to. Okay, so once you got that down, you want to play that over the backing track, which I've got for us. So let's go ahead and do that. So you got C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, C, Okay, awesome. Now, you could live with just that minor 6, 9, and then that minor major 7th with that 9th and the 5th and the chord. You could live with just those. But we do have a couple other options, so let's take a look at them here together in this lesson. We can do the 13th. This one sounds pretty nice with the 13th. So you can have that major 7, that flatted 3rd, and then that 13th and that 9th. So for the 6th string form, you just need to slightly rearrange your hand. If you were using your ring finger on the top string, you need to bring that down to the 2nd string and then put your pinky. I a lot of times use my pinky on that top string, so just adding in that ring finger. So that one sounds pretty nice. It's a big stretch as we keep going with the one off the 5th string. From what we were doing before, you just need to rearrange your hands a little bit so that you can go 2 frets higher on the high string and catch that 13th instead of the 5th. And then you want to go back and forth between the F, play that F there, context, nice sounding chord. So you have that, you want to go back and forth between the C and the F as much as you need to just get it comfortable. And then, like we did before, you want to take this around the circle of 4s so that you can start to get that one comfortable under your hands. There. And then we want to play that over the backing track so we can hear that in context as well. So let's do that. C. F. Okay, awesome. And there's one more option, and that is that we could put the 11th on that second string for this form and then on the top string for that form. Now this one can have some big stretches here, especially as we go lower on the frets. But I use my ring, middle, and index, ring, middle, and index, and then grab with my pinky. In finding this one, I find it easiest to just remember that the 7th is 1 fret higher than where the root is. So you want to get used to that one. Big stretches there. Then with the F minor, you just go 2 frets higher. With these two notes, they go 2 frets higher there. You can catch that 7th and 9th. Index finger comes over still and catches the 3rd, and it can actually bar across and catch the 11th. So you want to go back and forth between C and F. Get used to that. And once you've gone back and forth, and it's really great to go around that circle of 4s. So and just get used to that like that. And then of course comp with those over top the backing track. So let's do that. So we got C, F, B flat, E flat, B, E, A, D, G, big stretch. And C. Okay, awesome. Now those ones involve lots of big reaches in the hand, so it's a good idea to stretch. As I've mentioned in other lessons, playing the guitar is quite the athletic activity for our hands, and so we want to take good care of the tendons, the ligaments, the muscles through our arm, hands, shoulders, elbows, all these different places. We got to take good care of that, and especially take good care of those hands. So stretch when you need to. Now, it can be overwhelming to do all of these voicings. Just starting with that minor major 7th that has the 5th and the 9th works just great. And then, of course, that minor 6, 9. Those are great ones to start with. And then you can get those other colors. Or if you really like one of those other ones and the colors in them, work those ones first if you want to do that. So this is awesome. At this point, we've got the 2, 5, 1s chords, the chords we need for 2, 5, 1 in a minor key. And in the next lesson, we're going to put these together from the last 2 lessons and this lesson. We're going to put these together into a 2, 5, 1 progression. And it's going to be so fun, so awesome. So these lessons are coming out on Mondays and Wednesdays, these jazz lessons. We've got Technique Tuesdays, Theory Thursdays, and on Saturdays, there's a series where we're working on improvising in the pop, rock, and blues styles, which is a really great thing to do as well. And there's hundreds of lessons already on the channel, and there's method books, lots of great ways to get help playing the guitar. So keep having fun, keep at it, take care, and we'll see you again. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more in-depth lessons and to progress through a free guitar course, check out my Guitar 101 series on YouTube and my guitar method books, which all come with access to hours of in-depth video lessons. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.